Welcome everyone. I've been using macOS Big Sur on my MacBook Pro 16-inch. It was the old Mac spec until, they decided to release that brand new GPU. But I'd like to give you my overall experience running this Beta 1 operating system, bugs, stability, all that good stuff. So let's get started. The first thing I noticed is you'll only notice this if you have a dual graphics card MacBook. So switching from integrated to dedicated and dedicated to integrated, usually it will freeze your device for like half a second. With macOS Big Sur, it's like 10 seconds. I'll give you an example. So I just finished rendering on, I was going to render this iOS 14 on iPhone SE review, which I'll be uploading to Saunders Tech, and I close out Final Cut Pro, which will switch the graphics card from dedicated to integrated, and the device locked up for around 30 seconds. I couldn't use it at all, and there you go. There are some also other bugs, so I actually recorded these, so I'm going to show you right now. So let me find it. You can see right here, this is the tray which shows the downloads. I think you should be able to tell, but that doesn't run at 60 FPS anymore. Usually this runs at a full 60 FPS, but for some reason, when going to this downloads tray, it actually lags. You can tell it's like, it's not full 60, it's not like 5 FPS, but it is around 30 to 45 FPS. There's also some issues with Final Cut. You can see I was making a new project, and this just isn't optimized. All these things should be fixed. But the important part really is how is the operating system compared to Catalina. First of all, you notice the icons, they now are skeuomorphic in 2020. I don't know why they did this, but the look is far more like iOS. To be honest, what I think Apple have done, well at least this is what I think, is they've taken Windows XP, they've taken iPadOS 14, and they've created a hybrid. All these icons right here, we have this rounded design, which does look like iPadOS. There's one major issue though, which you'll notice, is that the text. Now, here on the video it might look fine, but there's like no contrast on the text, so it is harder to read, and it's especially worse, this if you've actually updated, in the setup.app page. I struggle to read the text because it's that blurry. Well, I want text that looks like this. You can see this is easy to read. This isn't easy to read. It'd be nice if there was an option to either remove transparency on this, which is possible, but it also removes transparency on the dock when, the dock looks horrible then. So it would be nice if they could fix that in a later beta, or if they could make this more opaque. I don't know which one they're gonna do, but that would really help, especially, let's say you can just about read the text without glasses. Usually wear glasses, but you can use the operating system. This would force you to use glasses again, and it is a big issue. Remember macOS Snow Leopard, where you literally couldn't read anything? Thankfully that was fixed in like beta 2 or whatever, but just something to keep in mind. As far as the usability goes, I really like the redesign sometimes. So in the Notes app, this doesn't look right. So we have these lines right here, and then we have this wasn't clearly thought out properly. Hopefully they fix this. I would just say remove these white lines. They look horrible. I don't know what's going on with that. Overall, I do like when the rounded corners. Some people hate it. I really do like it. To be honest, it reminds me of a jailbreak tweaks. That is probably why, to be honest. And I mean, the app icons, I do like them, but check this out. So if I go to battery, is it gonna show up? Come on. It's not gonna show up. So if I go to system preferences, you're gonna see something like some of these things just don't look right. So if I go to battery, this does not look right at all. Let me turn down the brightness. That battery icon looks like it came from Windows XP, and there's where the theme of, they've taken iPadOS and they've taken Windows XP and they've created a hybrid. Like, this icon should not be on macOS, right? Is it a small thing? Yes, but it's just those small things which really, did Apple really think this through properly? Did they rehire? I don't know what went wrong there, But it really looks like that came from 2001, to be honest. Let me know if you disagree in the comment section. Overall, the or usability of the operating system, excluding the graphics issue I spoke about, really good. Now, the control center. This is basically the touch bar, but you use the mouse to operate. So, you know, if I go to the control center, you can see I can change the brightness, I can change the sound, I can also change the backlight, all that good stuff. To be honest with you, oh yeah, you can already do that. So I don't think that's a big thing. If you have like a MacBook Air, okay, that's actually really cool. If you have a non-touch bar device, I think that is also really cool because you have fine precision, right? Like the touch bar has. So if you want like an extra 1%, you can do that. With a non-touch bar device, it's like 8%, I believe they do. Yeah, because, you know, why do 10% anyway? But also one thing is the battery icon. I don't know why they've removed the battery percentage. Let's see. I don't think I can add it back, to be honest. I will need to look into that, but they actually removed the battery percentage from here. And there's also this weird bug with GFX card status, which has this bugged out. I've done a restart, still hasn't fixed it. Hopefully in a future update, it, you know, does fix it. As far as, you know, do I think it's a great redesign? I think it's great. I really like this thing, mainly because I use my iPad right there most of the time. You're gonna get used to it. It took me a bit of time to get used to the redesign. I say a bit of time, like 2 hours. But once you do get used to it, you'll really enjoy it. I mean, if you don't like skeuomorphism, you might hate it. But to be honest, you can probably, you know, there'll be loaders which will, you know, modify how the MacBook looks like, so it looks like Catalina again. But I'm not downgrading to Catalina. I really enjoy this brand new macOS update, and I think you will enjoy it as well. I've listed at the start of the video all the issues, and excluding the integrated and dedicated graphics issue, this is a really solid operating system. They can fix that in beta 2, and once they do, I could say this is more stable than macOS Catalina ever was, and that's something I don't want to say, but there you go. You know, finally, you still don't have 32-bit app support. They dropped that in Catalina, and it's still not here in Big Sur. I'm really upset about that because I really I was gonna play some, like, you know, Call of Duty on like the Mac, you know, from the Steam store, but you can't do that. I was also gonna run Wine. You can't do that either. Really unfortunate, but there you go. So hopefully you enjoyed this review. I know, you know, there isn't some CSI, you know, motion tracking on the side of the panel. This is just a raw review of my personal experience using this operating system daily, because this is, I edit all my videos on Saunders Tech on here. I am currently uploading an iPhone SE review and all that good stuff. Let me know if you enjoy macOS Big Sur in the comments. I really do. I do understand that some people will hate it, but to be fair, the same people say they hate it probably said they hated iOS 11. They probably said they hated iOS 7. They also probably said that they don't like iOS 14, and they probably ended up loving it. But there'll be a small amount of people who still hate this. There'll be a small amount of people who stay on Mojave or whatever. If you're on Catalina, update. If you're on Mojave, I don't think the redesign is worth losing 32-bit app support. Like, I really wanted to get onto Mojave, but you have the T2 chip in here, and you can't actually, you can't update to downgrade to Mojave on this thing, which is really sad. I mean, I have the 2015 MacBook Pro, not 2015, late 2013. I mean, that's on Catalina. I could downgrade that to Mojave, but am I gonna really pour the effort in? Not really. I mean, the upgrade process, though, I forgot to mention this. The upgrade process was horrible. So I was on Catalina, I installed the beta profile, then it put me on Catalina beta, even though it said it was installing a Big Sur, and then I had to redo the same process to get onto Big Sur. I have tutorials on it, so if you do, if you're having a bit of issues, check out the links in the description down below. And I think I've really covered everything, but now it's 9 minutes 30 into the video, and like my ad revenue is horrible on this channel. I'm gonna talk a bit longer. So what I will say is iMessages. All right, this is what I really like about what they've done. Is I don't get it. They've added skeuomorphism again, but like, look at these fancy animations. So if I just say, look at these fancy animations, and you know iMessages for Catalina. Look how nice that looks. That's like really cool. And the guy on the motorcycle goes past. But that is basically the general theme. Overall, existing apps do run fine. Don't need to worry about that. A little tip: if you use Twitter and you want to use it on integrated, don't put it on full screen, it will lag like hell. That's an issue just Mac, because the integrated graphics is so bad. But hopefully you enjoy my review. 10 minutes, baby. Bye bye.